Hello there, and welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Moirea Legier, the internet's best kept secret. This is Red Pill Rage, Wrath, Ruin. There is anger, red hot and searing, boiling and bubbling beneath the surface, in the blackened brain contractions, in the dying and divided heart palpitations, in the subterranean lungs nailed to the ribcage of those who have swallowed and choked on the proverbial red pill. It lies directly underneath the skin at times, dragged up from the depths, wide-arching monorail pathways of the mind that learned and thusly changed and altered its perceptions of the space and time and views and lore of the world as the world has been presented, in grayscale fragments born from schools with razor-blade fences used to lure the goons into the nest and entrap them in the hive. At the first inkling that something is wrong, was wrong, always has been wrong in how the world has been presented, how history has been told, how the myths and legends of our time is sung. Biased, full of half-truths and deliberately presented new facts shown in the light of dim cloud stars and suns that shone and shine in brutal burlesque-like blues from teachers and pedagogues presented as demigods, who hold the truth and key and path towards free-flowing salvation for one and all. There is rage and wrath and ruin. At the moment that the veil across the eyes is ripped and torn, as the first seam split and the light appears to be less clouded, fuller, brighter, at the first glimpse of a full spectrum light, bright and brilliant as the day, or horrifying, terrifying, grim and serious as a fully haunted witching hour night, there is rage and wrath and ruin. And in the slow choking, breathtaking, stunning death of all that once was known as truth and fact. At the point where the bitter red pill is caught and held in place at esophagus height to be marveled at, to be slowly released into the system, to be slowly devoured, slowly dissolved, slowly part of the self. There is no breath, there is no air, there is nothing but rage and wrath and ruin. For to see the willful blindness of the world and weary worm-filled void in place where truth and beauty once was said to hold court, is dementedly infuriating, inconsiderately anger-inducing perfect fixtures of rage fuel for those whom, once they strayed from the trodden and accepted path, saw the shape of true enslavement manifest as me, myself and I, willingly chaining I, myself and me to the plantation to be presented as permanently penitent for the grim and ghastly crime of masculinity. There is rage and wrath and ruin at every ill-conceived flash flood of fast food news presenting limelight studies from the chosen and presented as our one and all babblog hordes, that babble needlessly and grunt noisily about the latest branch of outlaw statistics made to present their side, chosen for their deliberately worded wordplay, their yellow-bellied gelatin juggling of the numbers and the truth to present the statistical anomaly of those who are beaten and brutalized and ravaged and raped as far worse than is, as affecting the one and only the one, perpetrated by the other and only the other, never affecting the other and never a death's hand dealt from the one, who, so innocently and gifted with all the world's worldly charm, blame the other for the trials of the one and only one, whose pointed finger subtly or overtly finger only the other who just so happened to be me, myself and I. Where the true truth is seen as the surface is scratched and the world reveals its phantasm mask and spectral shape of filtered lies and hand-spun songs to sing, there is a revelation and a personal transformation, a logos rising from within and the godhead taking form and shape in the chest and in the beating hearts of death-defying murmurs in the wishy-washy void as the programming and the programs both drip out the air or drip as drool from parched, cracked and dried lips, revealing the self, the ego, the me, myself and I in the eye of the beholder that is I, and I, you come to comprehend, is pissed right the fuck off. Doubtless, righteous and justified anger at the past, present, future dance which we have danced to faulty tunes and ill-informed tempo changes, the likes of which not one can follow without fault, yet which will still ensnare its dancers with its primal beat that sways the fertile hips of those who danced the dance before, who sung the song and rhymed and timed the rhythm to beat in tune with preconceived ideas and ideals of what they once were told to believe and so believe eternally, despite concrete, objective, observable and obvious obvious evidence to the contrary presented ad infinitum from those who transcended the trials of rage, wrath and ruin, and came out the other side more whole than ever they were before. For anger is an energy, a pure and primal force of creativity if channeled properly, if focused and delivered with split-seamed righteous poignancy, if dealt in deadly doomsday blows to the ear-splitting siren skulls of simian society, the domesticated primates going with the ghostly flow of the tribe as the tribe is, who have not yet dealt with the suffering and the rage, wrath, ruin that rises from the notion that, hey, now, wait a minute, something isn't right here. That is to say, anger is an energy, a focused beam of clarity and clarity of vision when once anger is transcended and the first immediate roar and grunt of dissatisfaction has passed and gone and been let loose within the chained and shackled sleeping self. Anger is an energy when once curtailed, when once subdued and controlled and transcended, when once turned flat on its side or on its head so that the destructive becomes the constructive, fired from all barrels of a fully loaded cerebral gun at the core and beating, festering cancer sore of the brave blue world, or when let loose of all its chains and made to seek its source, to take comfort in the fact that once it was misguided, unfocused, rage, wrath, ruin, yet now it is not. Quite the opposite, in fact. When channeled neatly, focused extraordinarily, it may become the driving force behind the change that transforms beast to man and man to self. Then anger dissipates, dissolves, disintegrates, and makes room for the calm, the tranquil, the self-assured and satisfied. Thank you very much for watching. Here follows an outro most befitting a video of this nature, a blatant attempt at virtual panhandling. Should you wish to support this channel, as well as my blog and any further endeavours this strange path will take me on, there are a few ways you can do that. The easiest would be to like, share and subscribe, as well as clicking the sometimes functional notification bell. Having the message, such as it is, manspread and mansplained far and wide will do wonders. You could also support my rambling and barely contained insanity by buying my books, which are linked below. More books will be made available as time allows. I also have a Redbubble shop, linked below, where you can buy prints in various forms of some of the artwork presented in my videos. Or you can contact me through the contact form on my blog for original artwork, commissions or prints direct from the source, so to speak. Until next time, I am your humble bearded bard, Morea Legier, manspreading majestically beneath the steel sky of doom.